But this was not enemy action. This was caused by a grass fire that got out of control. And it blew up for like 3 days because it's a huge ammunition dump. And 500-pound bombs are going off, 1,000-pound bombs are going off. And R.D. Foster, who was, the picture was on the other side, was in a bunker about a mile from that place, and a piece of shrapnel landed right next to it. And this is it. He said, I was stupid enough that when that landed, I reached over to try to pick it up, and it was hot. He said, I burned my fingers on it. But this is an actual piece of shrapnel from that explosion.
Wow.
And then everybody knows about the Tet of '68. And this was the Battle of Way, the city of Way. And we kind of blew it up, taking it back, but we did take it back. This is also a picture of Way. This is another display board about the Firebirds and various helicopter things. This has always interested me. It says at the bottom, it's a brick from the Hanoi Hilton. And I didn't know whether to believe that or not, but Chuck was in here back in November. And I asked him about that. He said, yeah. He said, I paid $10 for that brick. I said, I was in Hanoi back in the 90s, and we were outside the Hanoi Hilton. At that time, it wasn't open, but they were doing some remodeling, and some of these bricks were laying in the street. And I told my guy to go get me one. He said, no, he couldn't do it. He said, I'll give you $10. And he did.
Wow.
Got him a brick. So, and then miscellaneous things, a snake bite kit. This is an early model M16. You know it's an early model because the muzzle has opened, the flash suppressor on there has opened. They said that, they changed this, and we'll show you that on another one here later, where they said it was getting caught on vines in the jungle, okay? It probably was, but the main problem they had with that is C rations came in bundles of 6 cartons, and they had a wire around it to hold it together. The guys would take that and jam that in and catch that wire and twist it to break the wire. They were using it as a wire cutter.
Oh my goodness.
And they would bend those, and they would bend them, and it would kind of messed up the rifle. So, anyway, the alleged reason was it got caught on vines. These are green tights. I never saw any green tights. I did have green boxer shorts. Didn't have those. It's a green beret. This has an interesting name. This is known as a Jesus nut. And the reason it's known as a Jesus nut, this is the nut that holds the rotor on the helicopter. And if you lose that, oh jeez.
Oh dear, okay.
You're going to crash if you lose that.
Oh gosh.
So,
How do you open a can of emergency drinking water when you're in emergency need water?
you probably have a P38 can opener which comes with every C ration.
Oh, okay.
Everybody usually carried them on their dog tag
Gotcha.
chains.
Okay.
So that was a helicopter pilot. We also had Shark Chaser there. And people say, did that really work? Yeah, it gave you something to do until the sharks came.
Oh,
But
wow.
this is an M79 round from the M79 grenade launcher. And this is the front cover off of a rocket pod that hangs on the side of a helicopter. And it fired 2 and 3/4 inch rockets. This is a AK-47, which was the weapon of choice by the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese, also favored by your local drug cartels. So it's still a very popular weapon around the world. This is a North Vietnamese Army backpack pad. When they would come down from the north, they would carry everything in big backpacks. So they would put this on their shoulders, and that would keep the straps from cutting out. So that's what that was. Where I was stationed, we didn't get any ground attacks, but we did get some rocket attacks. And this is a piece of shrapnel from 122 millimeter rockets. And they were not very accurate, especially from where we were. We were a long ways out towards the end of their range. But they would fire them at us, and they would sometimes hit the base and sometimes not, usually not. This is supposedly captured from a Viet Cong spy that was a dancer at one of our clubs. These are high heels, and this was her bustier. They made when I got here, they made a big deal out of it. Oh, this belonged to a spy. Well, most of the people working on the base could be considered spies. They were not. It was not uncommon at all. This is a rocket-propelled grenade launcher. If you watch the news in Afghanistan, they still use these in Afghanistan. It's Russian-made. Russians left a lot of them there when they left Afghanistan back in the 80s. Okay. All right, let's go back up here. Look at this. Yeah, the kids were always hanging around wanting to play with your rifle. Of course, you made sure it was not loaded. If you did, you let them play with it. I later got into criminal investigations, and we had a kid show up at the gate that was like 12 years old that could field strip an M16. He could also field strip an AK-47. And he claimed to have been with Viet Cong at one time.
Wasn't there also a cover on Life magazine of one of these kids that holding and it did us a lot of harm?
I don't know, actually.
That's what somebody was talking
It could
about.
be, could be. This was Ho Chi Minh. He was a leader in North Vietnam. He died September 6, 1969, and that was the night that they rocketed Da Nang seriously. The war over there was quite similar, actually, to being in Baghdad. A lot of civilian booby traps and explosions. We didn't call them IEDs, but that's what they were. That's a civilian bus that's blown up there.
And what did IED stand for?
Well, today it's improvised explosive device.
Okay.
But we didn't use that term. That's an Iraqi war term.
Okay.
This is a photograph of a bar in Saigon. As with any war, you've got prostitution. That's why hookers are called hookers. They were women that followed General Hooker's army in the Civil War. And they followed his army around. They became known as hookers girls. And later they dropped the girls and they were hookers. And so in Vietnam you had hookers. This is allegedly an advertisement for one of the bars. Nobody would ever write this way. They did talk this way. It says, "Hey GI, we have only clean and pretty girls. All number one A-OK. We love you all night. You come to see the girls tonight," and it gives the address in Cholon, which was a district in Saigon. Now, the more interesting thing to me, and this would be hard for you to video, these are actual business cards from bars in Saigon. And on each one of them, it says something about nice, clean girls that speak English. Or it'll say, moderate prices, cold drink, air conditioned, attractive English-speaking hostesses. Okay? Charming and lovely English-speaking hostesses. Warm welcome, reasonable prices. Floor show every Saturday.
Now, who did this display belong to?
So
Was this
Carlock
Chuck?
again.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he sure was thinking ahead, wasn't he?
I think he just collected a lot of business cards.
Yeah. Some people are just pack rats, you know?
Yes. Okay.
Amazing.
All right. One of the first things we talked about when I got